Okay, welcome to this week's Q&A section. So we're going to again get straight in, and Paul's going to answer a question on...
Oh, I don't know, let's just see what's down the list here. Yeah, so how do you support a heavy cake topper? So there's two options for this one. One, if it's a really heavy cake topper, just use a polystyrene cake for the top. So just do a fake cake with a heavy cake topper on top, and then that takes all the worry away from that. The second option is doweling. So the exact same as if you were stacking cake. So whatever the diameter of the topper is, say it was this, you would make a little card, pop it underneath. You could put a little bit of sugar paste on it to ice it that's the same colour, and obviously some dowels underneath, so it's like a little table, and then that completely supports the heavy cake topper.
But you can also go, yay, that's supporting it.
It's Friday.
No vodka has been consumed in the making of this video.
Friday.
Okay. Do we have any guidelines on selling cakes wholesale or to other businesses? Again, very roughly, what the difference between wholesale and retail would tend to be in the region of about 50%. You know, that would be what a retailer would expect. Just the upsell and the charging for retailing the product. So that would be pretty much what you would look for. If you're looking to use retailers to sell your designer cakes, just be very careful, because you know who's going to take the orders. Things can go wrong, and we learned that from plenty of experience. You know, so although it might sound like a great idea, make sure you get very specific and clear lines of communication. If they're upselling at 50%, look at your production costs. And think, well, just how much money are you making? You're perhaps better to spend, if that was a possible route, just think of how much it might cost to get a website and just selling the cakes yourself online, and you know, making the 100% cost. So wholesaling for designer cakes, we've tried it and found that it didn't work. But if you are going to do it, I would suggest that the retailer would be looking for about a 50% markup.
The only good thing I would say is obviously if it's a top department store, we were in Jenner's, it's very good for the brand. So it's trying to get the balance between, you know, for me, when we got the contract for Jenner's, it was I just said yes without thinking about it. But that's where David comes in, and you've got to think of the financials as well.
It's interesting. So I've just had a meeting with my business coach this week, and we were talking about doing a show, etc. And I said it was great for the brand build, but it didn't make any profit. And he said, well, if it doesn't do anything for the profit, don't do it. You know, because the brand build might make you feel good, but it's always got to be about profit, unless you're, you know, the big Coca-Colas of this world. So always look at the profit, not the brand build. So
yeah. A question is about cutting the cake. A lot of people are asking, how do you cut the chocolate wrap cake? So the chocolate wrap cake that we've got on the website, I've only cut it probably twice in 10 years of making it, and it always happens when you make the cake for the wedding or the party, you always get hunted into the kitchen to cut it up. And with the chocolate wrap, there's two options. One, which I think is quite nice, is the bride and groom, they unwrap it to camera, because it's like the first thing we'll do together as a couple, which looks quite nice. And then once it's unwrapped, you've got the naked cake underneath. And of course then you can see the lines where to cut. The other option is take it through the back, and it would just remove all the decorations, just right down, and you put your knife in, and each level where the cake cards are that separate the tiers, when you put your knife in, you feel the card, knife out, about 1 centimetre down, back in again, turn it on its side, and then round, and then cut that one off, and then you can remove all the tiers down to get all the flavours. Nice and easy.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But I mean, as you say, you've only had to cut two wraps in all that time.
Yeah, I know.
Because I mean, I've delivered hundreds probably. And you're just quite happy to hand it over, and you see the face in the chef when he comes out to see what he's to unwrap. But you know, once you do the unwrap, it is fairly straightforward.
You'll find most of the big hotels aren't fazed by it. It's the little small independent ones that get a little bit freaked out when you take a big cake in. And it's always a nice thing just to go in and speak to the chef and give him an idea how to cut it. It just looks good on your part if you're being nice and friendly. And
make sure that it's not positioned in a window, because we had that once, didn't we, with somebody positioned the chocolate wrap in the window, and despite all our best words and intentions. The back of the cake had melted by the time the bride had come in. So,
yes, it was Robbie Burns' country, that's all I'm going to say.
yeah. Okay, well, hopefully that's been helpful, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.